Good evening, beautiful people. You're watching Snappy News with Ewura Esi, and you're welcome. Now, the headlines: African leaders pay tribute to late Tanzanian president. We failed to reject 2021 budget because we are not the majority, says John Jinapor. Your request for a handing over note is preposterous. Domelevo berates Audit Service Board. Moving on to the international front, American rapper Saweetie confirms breakup with Migos member boyfriend Quavo. Now let's get into the news. News of the death of Tanzania's President John Pombe Magufuli, nicknamed the Bulldozer, drew mixed reactions and sorrow from many in the country and across the continent. Magufuli, one of Africa's most prominent COVID-19 skeptics, died of heart complications, Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan announced yesterday night on national television. The 61-year-old leader died after weeks of speculation that he was infected with COVID-19. Many remember him for his controversial handling of the pandemic in Tanzania. His vice, Hassan, was sworn in to succeed Magufuli and complete his second 5-year term, which he had just started after winning elections late last year. She is Tanzania's first female head of state. The National Democratic Congress Member of Parliament for Yapai Kasaugu, Mr. John Jinapor, says the minority members of Parliament should not be blamed for failing to get Parliament to reject the government's budget statement and economic policy for the 2021 fiscal year as they had earlier touted. He said the public should not forget that they just didn't have the numbers, and people should not also forget that the NDC MPs, are not in the majority side of Parliament. According to him, 3 MPs from the minority side were absent in the House for various reasons, and that one was down with COVID-19 and battling to survive. Another, Mr. Podo, has lost a mother and had to bury her on Friday, and the other one was unable to make it to the House on time for the vote. Explaining why it was 134 MPs instead of the 137 from the minority NDC side in Parliament on Friday, in a radio interview, Mr. Jinapor said the minority side should not be accused of failing in their decision to reject the budget. He said majority of them from the minority side contracted COVID-19 because of how they interacted on the 9th of January 6th, 2021, when they elected the Speaker of Parliament. Retiring Auditor General Mr. Domelevo has described as preposterous to him a request by the Audit Service Board for him to prepare a comprehensive handing over of service. He also falls a request for him to hand over to Mr. Ewura Esi, Deputy Auditor General in charge of Commercial Audit Department, saying while he handed over to Ewura Esi before proceeding on his forced leave at short notice last year, upon his return this year after over 8 months, he was served with orders to proceed on retirement even before Ewura Esi could hand over back to him. He explained that if the board insisted on a handing over note from him, it should direct the acting Auditor General to first hand over to him Domelevo, so he could also hand over to him again. He said, "Your request for a handing over note is preposterous to me because I have been out of office for more than 8 months." He responded among many other explanations, concluding that all the above notwithstanding, if you so wish, please direct the acting Auditor General to hand over to me, and I will thereafter hand over to him. Now moving on to the international front, Icy Girl American rapper Saweetie says the record straight and says she endured too much betrayal in her relationship with music group Migos member Quavo after confirming their breakup. The 27-year-old rapper and singer confirmed the news of the couple's split via Twitter on Friday. "I am single," she wrote, and went on to hint that infidelity may have been the cause for their breakup. "I've endured too much betrayal and hurt behind the scenes for a false narrative to be circulating that degrades my character. Meanwhile, Quavo also took to Twitter to respond by saying, I know you want to make this into a show, so I'll play my part just this one time. I don't normally put my business out there, especially my personal life. I feel the need to address this so there are no false narratives. I had love for you and disappointed you did all that. You are not the woman I thought you were. I wish you nothing but the best. Well folks, this has been Snappy News with Ewura Esi, and thank you for taking time out to watch this video. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. I'll come your way same time next week. Enjoy the rest of your evening.